9 proven ways to find volume of property deals. Now, there's definitely ways to do this and there's ways not to do this. Like, there's proven methods that have worked for many, many years, and there is some new methods as well that you can certainly incorporate into your working week. So to give you a bit of a background, 2019, I sourced 48 property deals for other people and I purchased 16 myself. Since 2019, I've bought double figures in property deals every single year. It's now 2024. I've been buying heavily since probably 2017. Pretty much everything I've ever found has been, I've probably 19. So there is ways to find on-market deals. You don't have to do anything weird and wonderful and creative to find good deals that stack. So I'm going to talk through 9 methods that I use myself currently and I've used in the past and I've taught to many others, where you can also start to find volume of property deals. I've heard loads of people say it's hard to find deals at the minute. I can't find deals. You know, it's tough to find deals. There's never anything that stacks. It's bollocks, right? It's absolute bollocks. I've agreed 6 flips this year, all on market. I've bought 2 HMOs this year, both on market. I've taught loads of people these techniques. They really, really do work. But they're simple, but they're not easy. Nothing that's worth having is easy, right? You've still got to put the graft in. Okay? So, let's get into it. Let's clear this. So, number 1. Oh, we don't want green, do we? We want black. What's going on? Black. So, number 1. I will be allocating time each week for Rightmove, and that's analysing, looking at numbers and doing viewings. Really, really simple, but you can't skip the reps, can you? You can't agree a load of property deals without doing the work. They're not just going to come to you, right? But a simple technique here is allocating, as in putting it in your diary, literally block the time in your diary. Each and every week, I normally do mine on a Monday, so later on today I'll be spending some time on Rightmove, looking through what's came on over the weekend, analysing some numbers, booking in the viewings. Yeah? A simple thing, you shouldn't just be doing Rightmove sporadically and reactively when you feel good. It should be blocked in the diary. Every week, negotiable, you're going to find more deals. But what other people do is they'll reactively go on Rightmove. They will, you know, sometimes when they feel good, they'll go on Rightmove. In the morning, they'll go on Rightmove, one night later. It'll break because you can plan for the week ahead. Yeah? Really, really simple, but really, really works. So, number 2. You can use some tech to speed this up, right? So, 2 systems that I use, but I still do it old school, to be quite honest. Quite often, I'll still just go through Rightmove, Zoopla, On the Market. That's another one, actually. So, Rightmove, Zoopla, and On the Market, you'll often find different deals on Zoopla that are on Rightmove, and sometimes they're only on the Market. So, don't just rely solely on Rightmove, but spend the time doing it. Block it in the diary each and every week, non-negotiable. Even if you're not on the market to buy, by the way, you book it in because it keeps you sharp. And you some tech. I use Property Filter. You get loads of stuff from there. You can get stuff like, you know, oldest listed. You can get stuff that's been on and off the market. You can niche down to EPC, to bedroom type, to sold subject to contract. You can do loads of quirky stuff on here that really Property Filter filters down obviously the criteria that you're looking for. Yeah, but that will speed that up. I still do it old school, but I do use a bit of Property Filter to find more property deals. Number 3 is, now this one, it takes a bit of time, this, right? But this has probably been one of the best things that I've ever done in property. Build relationships with agents. And there's a technique to do this. So this isn't just ringing estate agents up when, you know, you see a property on Rightmove and you think, oh yeah, that's a good one, I'll bring them up, I'll book the viewing. No, this is building a proper relationship with them, as in, you're ringing them up, you're telling them what you're looking for, you're classifying what you're looking for. Once a month, you're touching base with the agent and keeping them in the face a little bit. Because think about how many phone calls estate agents get, right? If you're only ringing an estate agent today because you found a property that they've got on, and you don't ever speak to them again, they're not going to remember you. But I would say well over half, probably closer to 75% of the deals that I purchase are brought to me by agents. Because I've got a lot of agents in Newcastle and North Wales that just know what I'm looking for. Because I've got a good relationship with them. So every time 3-bed semi that needs work in this area, this price point comes on, Terry, I'm one of the first people that they think of. Yeah? But just because I've built the relationships. So don't overlook this, because this is massive. As well as this, it helps you with negotiation as well, because if you've got a good relationship with the estate agent and a deal comes up, if you know them well, they like you, you like them, then they'll often give you some information on the property. They'll often tell you like, oh well, there's no issue, this one's fell through, Terry, can you swoop in? This is honestly a massive, massive thing that many people overlook. So I teach this in my masterminds and in my one-on-one. There's a way that you make the first phone call, introduce yourself as a local investor and all that, and you follow it up with an email sequence to keep in the face a little bit, and then you remind them of you at least once a month. Yeah, but this is massive. So wherever you invest, think about, right, pick all of the estate agents in that area, right, I'm going to give them a call. I'm going to introduce myself, I'm going to tell them what I do. And then you're going to follow that up with an email sequence, you're going to keep in contact with them, and they will start to send you deals. Over a long enough time frame, this will start to happen. So don't overlook that. It's a massive, massive part. And a lot of people that I know in property who are doing big things have also got solid relationships with agents. That could be estate agents, letting agents, as well as auction houses. Like, the better relationships you've got with them, the more likely it is that you're going to get deals sent to you. And when you get a deal sent to you that's unreal, it's, you know, it's just before it comes on the market. I've had that a bit. Time, I've got one that's coming on, it's exactly what you're looking for. You know, do you want to get a viewing in early? Or this one's actually fell through, Terry. I think if you swooped in with a cash offer, you could get it pretty cheap. I wouldn't have got that if I didn't have the relationship with the agent, yeah? So don't overlook this. Massively, massively important. Number 4 is have a proper follow-up process, okay? And what I mean by that is, maybe this is because I've got a sales background. Big part of sales is you've got to follow up with the customer. But this is following up with landlords, this is following up with estate agents, this is following up with angel investors, right? Just because you pitch someone something, or you speak to an agent and you say, this is what I'm looking for, you speak to them once and you never speak to them again, like, are they going to remember you? Like, if you view something and make an offer and it's not, then you should have a follow-up plans. Have you sold it yet? Even one that goes sold subject to contract, you can be following up with them at least every 3 to 4 weeks. Because in a lot of cases, these sales get agreed and they fall through. And if you followed up with that agent every few weeks and it does fall through, or it's taken too long, the vendor might be getting pissed off and it's going to come straight to you. Yeah? Having a proper follow-up process. And I just literally have a spreadsheet and I'm making notes of, right, this estate agent, this is who I spoke to, this is the property, right move link, and when I made the offer. And then every Monday when I'm doing my research and my property stuff, I'm literally going back to them every couple of weeks. Did such and such on 123 Terry Street end up selling? Yeah, it's sale agreed. 3 weeks later, is that sale still going through? But if you don't follow up, you're not going to get that opportunity, are you? Really, really simple, remember. It's not easy and it takes time, but it's really, really simple. So have a clear follow-up process. Number 5. Now this is a big one as well. Learn how to negotiate. Negotiate. Now, a lot of property investors don't know how to negotiate, right? They're not from sales backgrounds. They are very good at doing numbers maybe, maybe very good at doing refurbs, they've got some negotiation techniques, the sales guy, right? All them books over there, like a lot of them are around sales. I'm very good at sales. Therefore, hence why I'm getting so many deals on market. But there is a way to negotiate and there's ways not to negotiate. So I would study this subject. Because imagine if you got 5% below market value, extra to what you're getting now, because you knew how to negotiate and you know how people work and you understand sales psychology. If you learn how to negotiate, if you're going to buy 5 properties a year for the next 10 years, how much is that skill worth? It's a hugely valuable skill. And I think it's lost on a lot of property investors because they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to present an offer. They don't know how to ask good questions to get the information from the vendor so you can tailor your offer to meet their needs and create a win-win. Learn how to negotiate. I've done loads and loads of podcasts on this, by the way. The Rags of Riches Show, check them out. My book, I cover stuff like this, Bay Line, and there's loads of others. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie, unbelievable. Leave Selling by Brian Tracy, unbelievable. Zig Ziglar, The Secrets of Closing the Deal. There's absolutely loads, right? but study negotiation. Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference, fantastic. Get this right and you can make deals stack that others can't. Because deals only don't stack because every deal stacks at a certain counts. You know, what's that going to be worth to you long term? Probably going to be worth substantial money long term if you get it right. Okay? Learn how to negotiate. That is just pure pound signs. That if you get that right, maybe just because I'm from a sales background that I'm really good at that. I've done sales for 16 years. Maybe just because I've studied it. Maybe it's both. Yeah. But I strongly advise that you learn how to negotiate. Number 6, there's direct to vendor letter campaigns. Yeah. So we've all heard of this strategy. I must admit, I'm not going to lie, I haven't done a huge amount of this. I did 2 or 3 campaigns many years ago. We did blue envelopes, handwritten letters, targeted certain areas, and it did work. Probably every one, I think the stat was 1,000 to 2,000 letters we got one deal. So it's time consuming. I would advise getting someone else to write the letters. I didn't certainly write the letters, I got my staff to do it. But they do work. If you're targeted and you're creative in your letter campaigns, they do work. I would say all the other things work. My personal experience, got to be prepared to send a lot of letters and put the time in effectively to make it work. Number 7, networking definitely works, because you'll go to a networking event, whether it's a business networking event or a property networking event, and there'll be landlords there. There'll be people looking to sell off the portfolio. There will be people there with property. There will be sourcers there as well who've got properties that you maybe want or could purchase or that meets your criteria. Networking is, it's a skill. Like, again, maybe the salesy stuff comes in. I don't struggle with networking, but I know a lot of people do. They'll go to a networking event, too shy to speak to, mix and move. If you go to a networking event, I would strongly advise that you mix and move and speak to people, because there will be sources in there will be landlords in there will be people who've got property deals that you could purchase that meets your criteria. Okay? Number 8, probably my favourite, which has been easily the most profitable. Well, no, looking at Rightmove is the most profitable, but I'm getting unbelievable deals through my social media page. I got one too, and he said, Terry, I've agreed to purchase this bungalow and I can't get the funding anymore. Do you want to have a look at it? So I went, yeah, give us a look at it. Sent over the details. This was a Sunday and I was like, right, I'll view it tomorrow because it looked like a deal. She wanted 185, and there's 2 on the street. Sorry, there's 1 on the street that sold for 395 and there's 1 sold for 375. I ended up getting it for 186 because I said I'll pay your legal fees. So from social media. I've had angels from social media. That one was just 2 weeks ago. But there's 150 grand profit in that deal. But this doesn't happen overnight. You've got to build your social media page. You've got to be active. You've got to be regularly posting. You've got to put yourself out there and build a bit of a personal brand. And when people start to know what you're doing, know that you're really active in improving it. This has been honestly a revelation for me. And loads of people that I coach say things like, you know, I've got a mental block with social media. I don't know what to post about. I don't like it. I don't want to be looking like I'm showing off and all of this type stuff, right? But if you're not using social media, you're absolutely missing a trick. You're doing it the hardest way. It's harder to do this without socials. It's still possible. But if you're relying on meeting people and doing all these things, it's like fishing with a fishing rod, right? You can only catch one fish at a time. If you're using social media properly, then you're fishing with a net. You can scoop up loads of fish all at once with one post. Yeah? And it's hard because you don't know what to post about and you don't want to be perceived in a certain way and all of that. But my view is just put yourself out there. Just be you. Don't try and be anybody else. Just be you and start posting. Because eventually, in turn, it'll start coming back. It might take 2 months, it might take 2 years. But eventually, it'll start to come back. And ask yourself, right? How many people listen to this, you've got kids. When your kids are 20, 25, 30, are they going to be using more of social media or less of social media? The answer is definitely more. So if that is true, more things are going to be online, right? Almost everything will be online at some point in the future. So you need to be on there. If you're not on there, you're just missing the opportunities. All of your target market is there. the vendors, the landlords, the angels, everybody's on socials. You just need to get on there. Right, number 9, last one, doing it bigger on purpose. And this is about having a persistent, because, let me explain. Everybody knows how to go on Rightmove, right? Everybody. Everyone listening to this, I'm not sure how many people's on because I can't see. Everyone knows how to go on Rightmove, right? But you might look on Rightmove for an hour and you might find a couple of deals, ring the agents, they're no good, right? A lot of people will just give in, oh, I can't do it. But the correct mindset is like, no, I'm going to go again tomorrow. And then I'm going to go again the next day. And it might take you fucking 6 months to find a deal. But if you've got the right mindset, you will find a deal. You've got to be consistent, put in the reps, right? And it's the same as at the gym, right? More reps, you build bigger muscles or lose weight, whatever you're looking to do. But you only get to that stage the more that you do. And the more that you try and find property deals, this is the same principle. You've got to put the reps in. You keep going, and there'll be days when you're wasting loads of time, you're looking on Rightmove, you're using tech, you're doing all these things, you're ringing agents, you're sending letters, and it's just nothing's working. We've all been there, right? I've been there. But the difference is you've got to just keep going. You've just got to keep pushing on and pushing on. And I imagine you're not in property for the short term. Imagine you're in property for the long term. Yeah, because property's not a short term thing. So if you're in this for the next 20 years, why don't you just start laying the foundations now and just think, well, you might get better and keep going. And it does get easier. Because I've been buying since I was 21, I'm 35 now. It's 100% easier now than it used to be. And that's not just because I've got more money, it's easier to negotiate, to find deals. I've got the relationships, it's easier to spend time on Rightmove because I know what I'm doing. So it depends on what stage you're at. You might be really tough for you, and you might be getting really frustrated and annoyed and pissed off. But you've just got to keep going. And if you keep going over a long enough time frame, it will start to happen. To recap on them, I've got something I want to ask of you all and speak to you about. So, just to recap on these figures, these points. So, allocate time in your diary each and every week, ideally on a Monday, and block in your diary each and every week, and you're going to spend that time on Rightmove, looking at numbers, looking at things like property filter and property data to speed that up a little bit. It's not the be all and end all. You can do it without it. I've done it without it for years. Build relationships with estate agents, hugely important. Make a list of all the estate agents and letting agents and auction houses in your area. Give them a call, introduce yourself, tell them what you're looking for, start to build a relationship. Email sequence them, keep in the face a little bit and follow up. Number 4 is for follow-up process. That's with estate agents, that's with landlords, vendors, angel investors, everybody. Have a proper follow-up process. Yeah? Number 5 is learn negotiation techniques. So if you don't know how to negotiate, it's a hugely valuable skill, probably one of the most valuable skills you can ever have. I can teach you, listen to my podcasts, read my book, there's loads of other books on it. I've got a mastermind coming up where I'll cover this in detail if you really struggle with that. Direct to vendor campaigns, start to send letter campaigns because they do work. Networking, get yourself out there, get used and comfortable speaking to other people, tell them what you're looking for. Start to build your social media brand as number 8 because the sooner you start, the easier that will become as well. And the longer you're in social media and the longer you're doing it, the more things you're going to attract. Angels, investors, deals, vendors, landlords, everything. You can start to monetize it quite well. And last one is point 9, which is get that mindset right. Get the mindset strong, resilient, persistent, consistent, and just think, you know what, I'm just going to keep fucking going. No matter how hard it gets, I'm not in property on the short term, I'm doing it long term, I'm just going to keep fucking going. Yeah? Just keep going. It was fucking really tough for me back in the day. Really tough. But it gets easier. So regardless of what stage you're at, it'll get easier. So, one other thing I want to speak to you about. So, let me just clear this. So, what's just happened there? In November, I'm going to do a session every week. Every Monday, just so I can help all you guys end 2024 strong, right? If you're behind on your goals, you need to step it up and you need to do something in November to get that momentum going. Okay, I'm going to do a session every week. If we can get to 1,000 people on this group, so please go to the top and just invite some people to it. And I'm going to work with you all in sessions every week. We'll cover loads of different topics, negotiating, raising money. I know people want finding deals, maximising profit on deals. We'll drill down to the strategies if you want to be a bit more specific. But we need to get to 1,000 people. So if you can help me get to 1,000 people in the group, I think we're nearly on 800. So by going to the top and inviting your friends on to join the page, we'll do one session a week in November, probably in December as well, to really end the year strong, set up a big 2025, so we can really start to press on. And I want to make this group, and if we can start ramping up the numbers, I'll do them every week throughout 2025. Because I want to help you for free. Just charging for this stuff, I'll do it for free because I enjoy it. But I need to see the numbers coming up on the group. So if you can help me, I'll help you each and every week throughout November and probably December. So please, if you enjoy what I'm doing, just go to the top and invite your friends and family and people that you've got on there to join the group. So thank you very much, hope you enjoyed it, and remember, don't just take notes, take action.